Hey guys, welcome back to Anime What If, and this is part 3 of What If Deku had a video game, Quirk. So, when, as Bakugo is about to leave, Izuku stops him and says, "Hey Kachan, do you want to go to a dungeon with me and Izumi tomorrow?" And so, Katsuki, no, yeah, Bakugo says yes, and then, he asks, yes, alright, yeah, sure. So Bakugo says, alright, yeah, sure, why not, but, like, where are we meeting, you know? And Izuku says, I'll just make up a park name, Butterfly Park, okay? It's a stupid name, but I just can't think of anything else right now. So I'll just call it Butterfly Park. Oh, Butterfly National Park. So Izuku says, you can, go to Butterfly National Park. Also, tell, Auntie, what happened. Keika-chan. So, Bakugo says yeah and goes home. So, skip to the... Actually, Izumi asks Izuku questions for a couple hours, and then they go to sleep. No, they eat, play a little, and go to sleep. And then, the next day, I'll say 9 a.m., they arrive there. Bakugo arrives a few minutes later. Mitsuki and girl talk to each other a bit. So, they go with the kids until they reach a certain point where Izuku says stop. Right? So they all stop and they say what's wrong, and then Izuku's about to say something and Bakugo says something feels off. You know? Do you feel that, Izuku? Izuku says, yeah, Kachan, it's a trap. Best to avoid that, especially you, Izumi. Kachan. Hold on one moment. Sorry about that. So anyways, Izuku says, it's best to avoid this trap, especially you, Izumi. Kachan, you'd take a lot out of him, but he could escape the trap. You, on the other hand, Izumi, you could die if you step in it, so let's try to avoid it. Izuku says, with his voice shaking a little, with nervousness, worried that Izumi will step into it. Izuku suddenly has a realization. You know what, I'll just destroy it now. So Izuku says, activate skill. Energy blast. So he charges it up a bit and then fires, and the trap is gone. Did they continue on? And so they reach to the end. As they're approaching a dungeon, Katsuki says, nerd, we're approaching a dungeon. Yeah. And Izuku says, yeah, I know. Actually, let's stop here for a moment, please. So, Izuku, so they all stop, and Izuku turns around and says, so, I'm sorry, Kacha, but we're only going to, I was going to a different, dungeon, because that dungeon there is probably around, level 50 or 60 dungeon. So Katsuki says, but I'm level 80, nerd. I'll do just fine. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, they also had, last episode I forgot to mention, they like, their levels correspond to how powerful their quirks are. Since Izumi is quirkless, she isn't that strong. Oh yeah, and Izuku also is able to see, like, their HP, their levels, and that stuff. I'll explain it in that video, where it explains what this AU does. I'm still working on it, though, because, like, it's kind of complicated. I would make things, like, very complicated in depth for some reason. I don't know, it's just my thing. Anyways, continuing on. Sorry about, whatever. Sorry about that rant. Anyways, continuing on, again. Izuku says, yeah, I know, Kacha, it's just that Izumi isn't exactly at that level yet. Katsuki says, what do you mean, Honor? So, Izuku says, Izumi is only at level 4. Izumi suddenly says, how do you know that? And Izuku explains that he can see the other two's stats. So, all four of them are a bit shocked. And so, Izuku says, Izumi, you should be able to see, like, maybe a green zone somewhere. Right, so Izumi looks into a map, and it's like, I'll say, it's a national park, so I'll say it's like 60 kilometers or so. So it's like 2.5 kilometers away. The dungeon. The dungeon, yeah. The green dungeon for Izumi is like, 2.5 kilometers, I'll say. So, after, I'll say, 30 minutes, they reach there. Because, you see, Izuku could have gotten there in, like, 5 minutes flat. Bakugo, maybe 10 or 11. They just stayed behind for Izumi and the other two. And Mitsuki and Inko. So they reach they're about, I'll say, 20 meters from the dungeon. And Izuku yells out, stop! And so they all stop. Izuku says to Inko and Mitsuki, Mom, Auntie, I think this is as far as you'll go, because, whatever part of you goes into that dungeon, you'll lose. Actually, a pro hero lost a couple of his toes because of it. So, yeah. So, they walk into the dungeon. And Izuku, right when he walks down the stairs, and they see a door, and Izuku turns to Izumi and says, do you want to go first, or do you want me or Kacha to? Katsuki immediately chimes in and says, I'll go first, okay, nerd? Izuku stops him and says, but, this is kind of, we're only here really for Izumi, so I think it's best if she decides. So Izumi decides that Katsuki will go first. But it depends on, yeah, anyways, continuing on. So Katsuki goes in first, right? And Izuku says, remember, Kachan, don't interfere with Izumi. We're only here to, protect her, you know? Bakugo immediately says, if I knew we came here to protect her, just to protect her, I wouldn't have came here at all. Izuku says, yeah, after we clear this dungeon, maybe me and you could go on one? Go to a dungeon? Because Izumi still needs to train, you know, Kachan? Bakugo realizes this and says, fine. Hold on one moment. So, they walk in. Izumi, goes, sees, this one's a level, I'll say a level 5 dungeon, so, there's skeletons, just that, the ones that are, it's the mini-bosses from the first level, from the level 1 dungeon, that's what Izumi sees right now, right? This is where Izuku, mentally facepalms, because he realizes Izuku can't take this. So Izumi gets hit once, right? And a third of her HP is gone. Because she's at I'll say 50 HP or so. No, not 50, 40. So a little over a third of her HP is gone by one attack. And Izumi is heavily bleeding at this point. So she screams in pain. So Izuku rushes in and kills the skeleton in one punch, and Bakugo kills the other two, each one with one singular explosion. So at this point, Izumi and Bakugo don't have any gold or anything like that. So Izuku is like, shit. What do I do, right? And then he gets an idea. He buys a full health potion and gives it to Izumi. Well, the pop. Right, then Izumi takes it immediately. Izuku hands it over to Izumi and says, "Drink this, and you'll heal." And Izumi, trusting in him, drinks it, and she heals. But at that moment, Izuku's like, huh? That's not how it's supposed to work. And Bakugo and Izumi, Katsuki and Izumi are both, confused, what's not supposed to work, what? Izuku says that it's, supposed to, when you hand something, an item like that over to somebody else, Izuku has to allow it to be given to it. And so, Izuku suddenly gets a realization that maybe if it's to, another, person in his, I guess, group or party, I'll just call it a group, that maybe that pop-up won't show up. And so then he gets another theory. What if that's because... Actually, never mind. Scratch that. And anyways, so Izuku goes to... walks down another one of down to the other side of the room, and there's four, I'll say 6 more skeletons. Mizuku one punches them all. Because when it comes to those types of enemies, he's essentially One Punch Man. Of course, he isn't One Punch Man. But when it comes to any enemies under, level 80 or something, they're just gone in one punch. Izuku's, barely using any of his strength at this point, so... Izuku, kills them all. He gives... Oh, no, Izuku kills 4 of them. Bakugo kills the other 2. Katsuki kills the other 2. The reason I'm saying Bakugo and Katsuki so much, because it really depends on, who is there and who's talking to whom. It's very confusing and very in-depth, I know, but it's just how I am. So I'm sorry for it, but it's just like there for me. Because I have a very creative mind. Anyways, sorry about that. Continuing on. So Izuku gives some of the armor and gear to Izumi. And he says, he sees there's, like, a couple, like, side rooms. And Izuku was about to open one of them, and Izuku rushes to her. Izuku runs to her and says, "Don't open it. There's most likely, there's a possibility there's a trap there. So be ready to defend yourself. Don't worry, it's not gonna be very dangerous. This is a well-leveled dungeon. It's gonna be fine. It won't harm you too much." So Izumi defends herself with a sword, with the two swords, and she discovers the whole double sword thing. And Katsuki sees it too, because they can see each other's stats by looking at them. Well, Izumi and Bakugo can, but Izuku can see the other two, but Izuku has to allow the other two to see his, if they want to see his. I'll explain it later in the explanation video that hopefully will come out tomorrow. So Izumi gets finds a better version of the bracelet that Izuku got. No, of the stone Izuku got, that allows him to slowly heal. Bakugo goes to the other two, has already gone through the other two. And they've got gold at this point, and stuff. So they got down to the second, third levels, and fourth. And I'll say this one, no, not levels, fours. Let's say this dungeon has... Let me think real quick. So let's say this dungeon has 8 floors, right? So they get to the boss floor. There's a lot of minions and stuff, and they defeat them, and then the mini bosses come in. They're wearing chainmail and stuff. And the boss is like a knight. Right? And so Izuku kind of just stands by. Izuku walks to the side. Right? There's the minions, the mini bosses, and the the main boss. And Izuku stands to the side and says, "Alright, Kacha, Izumi, it's your turn to do this. Kacha, I already know you can do this, but Izumi, if I see you're getting low, I'll come help you. Don't worry, okay?" So Izumi, trusting in her brother, says, "Okay." And Bakugo says nothing. He's just silent. And they kill. Bakugo completely obliterates the minions. Let's say there's 80 minions, right? And Bakugo kills I'll say 60, I'll say 68 of them. So Izumi only got 12. So Bakugo has nearly 6 times the amount as her. And so basically, Izumi gets hit by one of the mini bosses, and Izumi doesn't get hit, but Izumi at this point is at very low health. One of I'll say the 3 mini bosses rushes at her. And Izuku just punches him once and it dies. All the armor and gear is destroyed too, because that's what happens. Because she was using full force, so the dungeon wall broke. And there's dirt coming in. So, anyways, Izumi is heavily injured. So Izuku says, "Go buy a potion." And Izumi buys a full health potion and drinks it. And then she's introduced to the whole shop system. Well, not the shop system. Never mind, actually, because she already went down in the tutorial. What am I thinking? Anyways, so Bakugo has destroyed the 3 mini-bosses at this point, and gets all the loot. Well, the other 2 loot. And then there's the main boss. So, like, the minions are, like, there's, like, 3 types of minions. Level 1, I guess one type of minion is, like, level, I'll say, 3 enemies. The second one is level, I'll say, 4, and the third is level 5. The mini bosses are, like, level 8, and the main boss is, like, level 15, a level 15 boss. So, for Bakugo and Izuku, no, Katsuki and Izuku, it's, like, green. Because in Solar Leveling, it's, like, gray is... It's gray, orange, and red. And this one, I'll make it green, then gray. No, not green. It'll be, yeah, gray, orange, and red. So for Zuko and Bakugo, it's gray. But for Izumi, this boss is, like, red. So she's scared. Like, really scared. Scared of... There you go. So, Bakugo attacks it. And after, like, I'll say 15 seconds... No, actually, for Izuku, it's gray. Bakugo, it's orange. And Izumi, it's red. So Bakugo, after, like, a few minutes of fighting, kills it. And the item drops, right? And for Bakugo, this is new. So an item drops, it says, like, multiple items drop, like, the Knight's helmet, right? And Knight's, armor, right? And Knight's sword, basically Knight's armor, the Knight's sword, and there's this one, a lot of gold and silver and a couple of diamonds and stuff like that. There's also one, it's a rare item. It's, no, not rare, it's an uncommon item. It's a level, it says, Bakugo picks it up, and it says, magical healing. It's just a healing stone, right? So, upon, having contact with another person, it will use, mana to, it'll use mana to heal the person, to heal a person, and it slowly regenerates by, 1 mana per minute, and its limit is, I'll say, 300, I'll do 360 mana, because why not? And he can, I guess, recharge it for every 2, MP. A person can charge it up by 1 mana. And so, Bakugo is like, hell yeah. Because it also works on himself, too. Of course. And, like, of course, why else wouldn't it? And so, Izumi is kind of sad, but still scared. Bakugo passes... Bakugo has killed the 2 mini-bosses, so Bakugo passes her some of the mini-boss's armor, and says, Here, Izumi, you can have this. So Izumi gleefully takes it, and says, Thank you, Kachan. Because Izuku and Izumi both use the same nickname, Kachan. No, not Kachan, no. Izuku will use Kachan. Thank you, Katsi. I'll say Katsi, because why not? That's what Izumi calls Katsu. The Kachan and Katsi. There you go. So, anyways, Izuku, so they leave the dungeon, and of course both of Inko and Mitsuki are worried. Inko's worried for Izumi, not Izuku, because at this point she's like used to Izuku going on dangerous missions, like going into dungeons and stuff. So after this, Izumi says, I want to go home. Because Izumi's crying a lot. I mean, she's fine because of the health potions and stuff, but she's crying. She's really scared. So, Inko and Mitsuki both say, alright, kiddos, let's go home. And Bakugo says, shh, no, not yet. The nerd promised me that after we defeat this dungeon, we'll go on to another one. And Mitsuku is about, and Inko is about to object, and Izuku interrupts him and says, no, it's fine. Izumi is scared, so Mom, if you could take her home, that'd be great. Me and Kachan were perfectly fine in there, so maybe Auntie could come with us, and we could go find a higher level dungeon for Kachan. So after some convincing, they agree, and I'll say half a kilometer. Oh no, I'll say I'll say 8 kilometers away. There's no, not 8. Like near the with the end of the Butterfly Natural Park. No, Butterfly National Park. That's because that's what I'm calling it. Deal with it. There's a level 68, a level 70 dungeon, I'll say. 65, no, yeah, 70. Level 70 dungeon, so they go in. I'll just say that they defeat the dungeon. Right, I'll just skip to the, no, actually, on the first 4, right, because Bakugo realizes this is going to be a hell of a lot harder, because these guys are wearing, like, full armor at this point, and have, like, enchanted weapons. So Bakugo uses explosions. Izuku helps him from time to time. Of course, he allows Katsuki to get all the loot, because this is meant for him. If Izuku wanted to go to a dungeon for himself, he'd go to like a level 350 dungeon, because I'm making Izuku very powerful in this. Well, not very powerful, it's just like levels are kind of easy to get. There's really no limit to it, and Izuku trains like a hell of a lot, which I'll explain later on in the video. His routine. So they go down to the boss, and it's like the head. I'll call it the head knight, because the boss in the level 5 dungeon was like a low level knight. Okay, so Bakugo, with the help of easy, because this there are like 10 different types of minions at this point, and they're like all like level 50, like 40, 50, 60, 65. No, like 30, 40, 45, 50, 60 or something like that. It's basically stuff like that. It's like, it starts off at 30 and then 5, and then 5, and then 5, like that. And then the mini bosses are at like level 85 at this. No, not 80, like level 70. Yeah, level 70. No, 75. No, yeah, 70. And the main boss, is at like level 115. So, Bakugo, with the help of Izuku, beats all 9 mini bosses. And then they begin to fight the main boss. And Bakugo gets hit by the. No, Izuku gets hit once by the dungeon boss. And it has like a slowness effect, but Izuku is resistant to it, so it doesn't work. Let's see, it does. I'll say 375 damage. It's for Izuku, right? This is like not very much, because Izuku has like 30,000 HP at this point in time. Bakugo, though, he gets hit 3 times, and so 375 times 3 is like 1,000. 1,100. Right? Yeah, 1,001. Hold on one moment. So it's 1,150 HP. Bakugo's HP is at like 1,000. I'll say 1,175. So Bakugo is like one hit away from death, and Bakugo is on the ground at this point. And as the blade is about to strike Bakugo, Izuku punches it as like hard as he can, and it sends a shockwave that shakes the entire dungeon. And the sword breaks, and Izuku gives Bakugo a full health Izuku, like, because Bakugo's like HP is slowly depleting by 5 a second. And he unlocks a skill, and it says, in times of desperation, and is because also because of your hold on, restart. Your overwhelming will to save your comrade has unlocked you a special skill. For every amount of HP you give your comrades, you'll be able to give HP to your you'll be able to give health points to your comrade. But for every health point you give to one of your comrades, it will take 2 health points away from you. So Izuku immediately says, the skill was called health transfer. So Izuku yells out, "Activate health transfer," and puts his hand on it, right? And it slowly begins to heal him. And Izuku's like, "What if I put both hands on it?" And it heals double as fast. So once Bakugo's at around, like, I'll say 400 HP, Izuku tells Bakugo can move at his arms at this point. And Izuku says, "Kachan, buy a full health potion." So Bakugo buys a full health potion, right? But he sees it's like 10 large gold coin. No, I'll say 10 small gold bars, right? And like 57 large gold coins. Now Bakugo doesn't have enough for this, so he says, "Nerd, I don't have enough for the full health potion." So Izuku says, just go for the half health potion instead. So it's like 5 gold bars. So Bakugo buys it. He barely has enough for it, so he buys it and drinks it. And so he's fully, like, decently healed at this point. So Bakugo says, "Can you help me out defeating this dungeon boss, the main boss?" Izuku says yes. One moment, please. Sorry about that. So, anyways, Izuku says yes, and then, or no, for I'll say about, hold on one moment, sorry, again. Anyways, continue on. So Izuku says yes, and after, I'll say 15 minutes, they finally, no, not 15 minutes, after like a few minutes, Izuku lets Bakugo defeat the boss. And he gets the armor, the head knight, armor and weapons and stuff. And it says epic item, health regeneration stone. Level 175. Okay. It says, would you like to merge it with your body, or put it in your inventory? Bakugo goes to Izuku and says, "No, it says merge with your body. What does that mean, huh?" Izuku says, "Oh, Kachan, it'll just merge with your body. It's kind of like a health regeneration stone. No, a regeneration stone. It merges with your body, and when you take damage, it slowly regenerates your HP." And so Bakugo says, "Alright, nerd," and presses merge with body. And so it merges, and it's really painful. So he screams in pain a bit. Katsuki does. And a notification tab pops up for Katsuki. And it says, you have merged with a level 175 regeneration stone. Your HP, when you take damage, your HP will be healed by 25 health points per second. And it says for every I'll say you got 50 health points, it takes away 1 MP MP from you. No, it takes for every 50 health points you gain, it will take away 10 MP from you. And so Bakugo starts healing at this point, and starts seeing his MP slowly start to go down. And at this point, Bakugo's MP is like really low, and it's like it can't. He's at like 17, so it only heals him for I'll say, for about a little over 3 seconds, and then it stops, and it says, you have ran out of MP. You will no longer be able to use magic. 20 fatigue will be placed on you until you gain more MP. So Izuku sees this and directs Bakugo Katsuki to buy a mana potion. Bakugo sees it and buys a 50% mana potion, and he drinks it, and half his mana is restored, and it's like his mana, I'll say his mana's at like 650, so he has like 325 mana at this point. So it slowly starts to the regeneration skill or whatever regeneration stone that has merged with his body starts healing them, and they leave. And so they leave the dungeon. And they're fine. And Mitsuki immediately yells out, "Are you okay, Gatsuki?" Gatsuki said, "Yeah, Mom, I'm fine. It hurts a little." And she sees cuts all over him, and Mitsuki sees cuts all over him, and asks, "What? Oh my God, what happened?" And Mitsuki asks, "Oh my God, what happened?" It was the main boss. It did this to me. Guess I still gotta get stronger. And so, Mitsuki says, "Let's go home," and she takes Izuku to his house, and they go home. Izuku walks in to his home, and sees his sister and mom immediately run up to him and say, "Was everything alright? Are you okay?" Now, Izuku, because Mitsuki had called her on the way home and told him about Bakugo's injuries. And so Izuku says, "Yeah, I'm fine. It was just Kachan that got hurt. That dungeon was nothing for me. So, yeah." So, I'll say they go to bed, eat dinner, and go to bed, and then I'll say skip to the last day of middle school, right? And all three of them are in the middle of class, and they go late, and they say that Izumi is just a late bloomer, and Bakugo keeps his other quirk powers a secret and only uses his explosion quirk. And so they the teacher walks in and says, "Okay, class, today I'm going to hand out sheets for what you want to be when you grow up." And most of the class, excluding Izumi, Bakugo, and Izuku, say, "Aww." And then the teacher laughs, saying, "I already know what you guys want. You guys want to be heroes." So, they say, "Yeah." So, the teacher says, "Alright, class dismissed. Goodbye for the final time." And so, they head home. They're excited for the UA entrance exam. And so, let's get to the entrance exams. Let's say, during the written, Izuku gets first, Bakugo second, Izumi third. No, not Izumi third, Todoroki and Bakugo are around the same. And then, Yaruzu and Ida and Izumi. There you go. Just wanted to say that for some reason. I don't know why. Anyways, so during the practical exam, they all get... No, Izumi and Izuku are in the same one, but Katsuki is split up. They're both in ground B, and Bakugo's in, like, ground H. No, not H, ground F. because it's A through G. And so they go through they start destroying robots. And when it comes to the 0 pointer, Izuku immediately jumps up and does he clicks down on the robot's head and it breaks. And Izumi saves the Uraraka. And so they get accepted into UA. Alright. The moment Izuku walks in, right? He sees Bakugo and Katsuki and Izuku both notice Aizawa. And so Bakugo immediately, Bakugo or Katsuki, I don't care. Bakugo immediately says, Shh, hey, hey, yellow worm, are you gonna show yourself or not, huh? Aizawa's surprised at this. And so Izuku immediately walks over. Well, Izuku teleports behind him and stands him up. And Izuku says, Mr. Teacher, you should really, pay attention to your surroundings, shouldn't you? And so Aizawa's surprised by this and says, well, I like you two students already. I like you two. Aizawa says, wow, I like you two students already. And so they wait for everyone else to go, and Aizawa at this point has gone back to the ground, and everybody finally, after 15 minutes, stops talking, and Aizawa gets up and says, finally, you're done talking. Listen, if you came here to chat, leave now. Or you're here to become heroes. Not to make friends. Go into your gym clothes and meet me at ground beta. So Aizawa walks down to ground beta. And Izuku immediately teleports to to the locker rooms, gets changed. He teleports to the ground beta, and he gets there before Aizawa. So Aizawa gets there, right? And sees Izuku on his phone, right? So not on his phone, Izuku's looking through his stats, and at this point he has 300 stat points, so he's figuring out what he should use for his stat points and whatnot. He's also in the shop, right? He's something kind of like this, right? Where he's in the shop and checking his stat points, his inventory, all that stuff, and he sees Aizawa. He immediately notices Aizawa before he even gets there. Oh, sorry about that. So he says, Aizawa-sensei, looks like you finally made it, huh? Aizawa was very shocked by this, because never in his life has he seen anybody do this before. So with a bit of shock before in his voice, Aizawa says, huh, how did you do this? Did you just teleport here? Izuku says, yeah. Listen, people are gonna be here soon. So I'll explain my quirk later, but just so you know, I have a video game type quirk. So if you see me looking at if you see me staring off into the nothingness, it's just me using my quirk. I'll explain more later after class is over, but yeah, just so you know. Aizawa says, huh, nice to know. You'll have to explain it to his teachers and Principal Nezu after class. So all the students get there, and Aizawa says, Mr. Midoriya, you scored top of your class. You scored the highest rank. Why don't you go first, huh? And Izuku's already explained to him like that he can't deactivate his quirk or anything like that. So he throws the ball and it goes to the United States, I'll say. And so Aizawa says he threw the ball across the Pacific Ocean. And everybody's extremely shocked at this. They're like, what the? How? And so, I'll leave it off there, because cliffhanger, why not? So, thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know, see you tomorrow. Actually, no, wait, no, hold on. Every time now, I'll explain Izumi, Bakugo's and Izuku's quirks. So, not quirks, like, their status. So, Izuku's at, like, level, I'll say level, like, 630 or something. No, 637 at this point. Bakugo's at, like, level 89, and Izumi... No, not 89. Izumi's at level 89. Bakugo's at, like, level... let's say 320... No, 327. So Izuku's gonna be at, like, level... I'll say 998 at this point. So he's almost at level 1000. And so, anyways, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoy, and, I'll see you another day. Goodbye.